if we've got everyone, who wants to talk about what happened last game?
Cecil attended Coachella. That's all he remembers.
Failed a medicine check.
He had a mind-altering experience at a concert.
We did battle with rats and a piper. It got challenging at moments, but we persevered. But not until who Marcus assumed was a friendly became a non-friendly after being mind-washed, and that friendly took Marcus to the ground. After slaying the piper, Cecil then attempted to help Marcus by stepping on his hand and kicking him in the rib and putting a knee to his forehead.
He should have stayed at the moss pit.
Then Danielle was able to stabilize Marcus. And then...
Well, I tried to sterilize you with fire. I mean,
yeah, I mean, lots of fire. And force bolts. But yeah, after that, after Marcus got stabilized, we kind of just hung out for a second, figuring out what we need to do, and we realized that we need to find children. And that's where we left off.
Just any children will do.
No?
I think Gideon has strong feelings against that.
So I died. I remember that, mostly. I didn't actually permanently die.
You got knocked out unconscious.
You only partly died. And partly dying is mostly living.
How convenient.
Seems factually correct coming from Gideon's brain.
But you rolled a natural 20 to get out, and you got up, and then you got entranced by the wonderful music that was being played. But you
and then I shot the piper.
Yeah, you were eventually able to break that enchantment and attack the piper. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Makes you sound kind of like a badass, doesn't it? You summarize it that way.
It's because I am a badass. Who went down not by enemy fire, but by friendly fire.
Friendly fire.
No such thing, right?
I don't know. I struck down my enemy, and as far as I'm concerned, I had a glorious battle. Somebody was harsh in my mellow, and we're in a concert.
Sorry for ruining your trip. I apologize.
Okay. Anyone have anything else they want to add?
Marcus is taking a nap.
Marcus is taking a nap.
Gideon stabbed the piper repeatedly after he was dead, just to make sure he was really dead.
Make sure. Double checks.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone picked up his pipe, but if no one has...
That was the next plan. I would...
Yeah, then since Gideon's right there, he's going to pick up the flute.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, wasn't the flute broken?
I shot an arrow through it.
The broken pieces of the flute.
Yeah, it's cracked neatly in half. It's a clay flute with arcane sigils marked all across it.
Slightly regretting stabbing the flute with an arrow.
And I had casted Detect Magic. Use my sorcery points. It was like the last thing we did just before But we didn't. I don't know what the outcome of that was, but I had just
Um,
detected.
Let's see here. So I think the only yeah, the wall is thick enough that you don't get anything from the flute. Hold on, sorry. It's doing weird things and I have the hiccups. Oh, 30 feet. Yeah, you don't really detect, there's nothing magical at the moment. A faint ping from the flute, but even then it's fading quickly. Because y'all broke it.
Anything from the rats that we took out?
Nope.
In that case, I'd like to loot the bodies.
Sure.
I don't have my dice up yet. All right, investigation, right?
Yes.
I cannot move. Game is paused.
Well, that one didn't go very well. How many
Yay.
bodies do I have to loot? Are there 4 or 5?
Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. If you want to loot all the bodies.
All of them. Well, that first one was a dud, but the rest of them weren't terrible.
Okay. One moment. Got to dig out my dice. You find a dried flower. Looks like to be a daisy of some description. A piece of chalk. And a walking stick.
What was that second one?
A piece of chalk.
Okay. Interesting.
While she's looting bodies, I'm going to start looking around the area for signs of the children.
Sure.
Want me to roll a check for it?
I mean, you don't really need to roll a check. There is a large staircase, boarded up staircase here.
Yeah, I'm going to, you said boarded up?
Yep.
I'm going to start finding loose boards to pry loose.
Can I not delete that? Damn.
I'm gonna walk over and try to assist with the boards. On my way by, I'm gonna glance over by the bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, would I be able to see if any of them had one of their weapons as a slingshot? Would that be an investigation?
I'll give it to you. You can find a slingshot on one of them. It's not a very good
Okay.
one, but...
Huh. Someone should wake up Marcus. I think we found where the children might be. I'm going to pick up a rock and toss it at Marcus.
Marcus, how many hit points do you have?
Oi, you dead?
I just stabilized him. Give it a moment.
Didn't y'all get a healing potion? Or did you guys just get...
We got tents.
I know there was talk of the healing potion, but I don't know if anyone got it.
No, I was given a bunch of two-person tents to hold on to.
Yeah, you guys might have left it. In which case, Marcus is going to be out for a solid hour.
Sleeping on the job. Tisk tisk. I'm with sword in hand. I'm going to go downstairs.
Should somebody stay up here in case another rat friend comes by?
Good idea. If you hear any screams of anguish, you'll know I found one. That'll be me screaming in anguish, by the way.
I looked at Daniel. Do you want to stay up here? Do you want to go down there?
Apparently, she's gonna stay up here.
We don't want you to actually die.
But there was a pause in that answer.
I may also be slightly, like, patching myself up.
Okay, so you guys head down the stairs. There's not a lot down here. There's a few empty rooms here and there, with some rags on the floor, and one heavy locked door.
I'm going to tap my sword against the door. Any rats on the other side of this door?
It is silent.
What about children? Any children on the other side of this door? Because I've come to save children and kill rats.
Detect magic, how long does that last for?
That lasts for... Just 4-year duration. It doesn't really...
I think it's 10 minutes.
Doesn't list the time here for some reason. For your duration. Oh, 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes.
Okay. You detect a faint magic aura from around the door.
This door seems to be somewhat magically inclined.
So what happens if I hit it?
Well, possibly nothing, or possibly it might hit you back. And I'll be
What
honest,
happens if you hit it?
well, it may do the same. I'll be honest, I'm somewhat tapped as far as my higher stuff. I mean, I could throw a firebolt at it, but one, we're in somewhat an enclosed area.
Back.
Okay, well, let's give it a try. And I look back at him, and we're somewhat still of an enclosed area. I go, may want to step back a little bit more. He steps back. I step back a few steps, probably to where he was before. And then I will shoot off firebolt.
Okay. So it is a large, heavy metal door.
Oh, okay.
So the metal doesn't really react to the firebolt.
Oh, could I do about True Strike? You extend your hand and point your finger at a target in range. Magic grants you a brief insight into your target's defenses. On your next turn, you gain advantage on your first strikes, your first attack roll against the target, providing the spell hasn't ended. Would that give me any type of insight into what type of magic this was?
No.
Okay.
I would also just Heather to Jim. As a DM, please drop True Strike and pick up something that is not True Strike. True Strike is hilariously one of the most useless spells in this game.
Gotcha.
It is
Ironically, when I was
cast.
talking to you about when I was talking about doing the swapping of spells when I do my level up, that was the thing I was swapping out.
Yeah.
So
I'm giving you a free swap out because
okay.
There are dissertations written on how stupid of a spell True Strike is.
Gotcha.
Alright.
I look at the metal door and I look at the fire in my hand. I look at the metal door and look at the fire in my hand, and then I just kind of close my hand and let the fire go out, and I look back and I go, yeah, I don't think it's actually going to do anything.
Is there a like a keyhole in the door?
There is a keyhole in the door.
Hey, Danielle!
Yes?
Can you check the dead guy's body for a key?
Goes back to the body. Okay, insight for, or investigation for finding a key on the dead bodies or nearby or otherwise.
Sure. Roll another investigation check as you're looking a little bit more thoroughly on the, I would probably say you'd check the Pied Piper first. You know, just wild assumptions, but...
18.
Yeah, you do find a key.
I found one?
You mind tossing it down?
You'll probably lose it down there. I'll just...
It's a single room down here.
Of course, the key is probably like a dagger. She tossed it down, stabs us in the head.
Ow!
Level 2.
Yeah. Gideon, you don't... Okay. What's your dex?
11.
You don't catch the key, but you hear it, bidding, 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 ding, 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 and you can go find it.
Oh, shit, I lost it. Thank you!
Hey, baby doll, can I have
You're
a glass
welcome.
of Czar?
You what?
A glass of Czar. Thank you. Sorry.
Danielle resumes, patching her injuries and keeping some sort of a watch with her bow next to her.
Sure, yeah, you can roll hit dice if you want. You're taking a short rest.
Ah.
Going to find the key and use it on the door.
Okay. Use the key on the door. You swinging the door open?
I am. Sword at the ready.
Sword at the ready. Okay. Hold on. I need more d20s. You hear some scrambling and some cursing. I'm going to assume a 10 does not hit you, but I don't want to assume too hard because level 2.
Yeah, I just kind of casually sweep my sword down the block.
Yeah, there was an attempt to pelt you with rocks and things that they have found around this cell. But the 10 or so children there seem to have at least two of them have devolved into fighting each other. Two young boys have like gone into full fisticuffs one has a giant splatter across his face of something that looks distinctly like mud but might not be.
Easy there, pups. I meant what I said. I'm here to bring you all home. Is everyone all right in there?
At least three of them are chanting fight, 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 because two of the small boys are fighting. I don't mean small, they're probably like 9 or 10, but
Compared to Gideon,
I'm gonna-
right?
compared to
I'm gonna
Gideon,
give a
they're
sharp-
small.
I'm gonna give a sharp whistle. Oi!
What's your passive?
Passive perception is 12.
12, okay. So a couple things all happen at the same time. Everyone stops and looks right at you, very confused, and something small suction cups itself to your leg.
I look down at my leg.
There is a small child there, white skin, not white, like white, ghost-like even skin, and her hair has been pulled back into a messy knot, and she is just clinging to your leg, like, get me the fuck out of here, you help me, Obi-Wan, you are my final hope. The rest of the children seem to be a little bit more in better shape. Either they weren't there as long, or who knows what the situation is, but you have
They all
12.
stopped though.
Yeah, you have 12 children blinking at you, confused, and one suction cup to your leg.
Do we actually have a number of how many children were missing?
I don't think you got an exact number, no. But this seems like a suspiciously large amount to be an entire town full of children.
I'm gonna sheath my sword and reach down with one hand to lift the girl up off my leg.
Now the child's closer probably to my level, height-wise. Can I tell the species of the child? Does it seem human?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Ooh.
That's not a child, that's a demon. Or a demon child. Hard to tell. She's got horns. And red eyes. And a tail.
Cecil backs up a little bit. Starts putting the flames in his back in his hand a bit. Holds it up. Cautious. I'm not sure about this. Child seems a tad.
Gideon, you're picking up a small girl. The small girl is a demon. Of a sorts, anyway.
I want to insight check her as I'm holding her up in front of me.
Sure.
Demon or scared little girl?
Scared little girl, 100%. She seems equally scared of everyone in this room and everything outside of this room, and has somehow decided maybe you are not scary.
I don't know how to take that.
The least scary thing out of all of the things. She has decided that you are it, maybe.
Right.
Hashtag
Well-
the scariest looking thing in the room is probably the safest thing. Good choice, small thing.
Also might be some of that logic, too.
Well, I've seen stranger kittens. And I'm just going to put her on my shoulder and hold her on my chest as I look over at the others. So, you all happy here playing in your own shite, or would you all like to go home?
There's a chorus of home.
All right then. My name's Gideon. This here's Cecil. Our two friends are upstairs, and we're here to take you back to town. No one else will hurt you. You're safe now. I'll look over to Cecil. You mind leading these little devils upstairs? I want to do a sweep of the room just in case. We don't want to leave anyone behind.
With your own little devil with you?
Mate, I've just been attacked by rats. This is the first creature that's really hung on to me with any sort of desperate hope in their eyes. I'll take my chances with her.
All right. All right, children, follow me this way.
Yeah.
Upstairs.
The children eagerly follow you up the stairs.
Single file, single file. Bofa, Dory.
Gideon, you're doing a sweep of the room?
Yes.
Sure. Pick a check. Roll me a check. Figure out one that you feel like you want to know more about, and roll it for me.
I might as well do investigation. It's only one less than my perception right now.
Sure.
Oh my god.
It's a dirty room. It smells kind of like poop.
Well, can you
Cast
see
your
anything
spell
in here
shadow.
worth looking at?
Yeah, she tugs on your hair and points to a corner.
I'm going to take a closer look at the corner she pointed me at.
Sure. You find a bedraggled, stuffed blue rabbit.
Is this one yours then?
She takes it from you. Nods.
That's a brave little thing accompanying you this far. Hold him close now. He'll keep you safe.
But I live here.
I beg your pardon.
That's my bed. And she points to a corner where there is a bed.
You're not from the town.
No?
Well, shit. What do you mean you live here? Where are your parents?
She shrugs her shoulders.
Did the wanker with the flute bring you here? Or were you here when he arrived?
He was... I don't know. I followed him here. But I'm not from here. I used to live in a circus, and then I went with Peter, and then we were here, and then now we're not here, and he got mean. I don't know.
The man with the pipe, was that Peter?
She nods.
You weren't fond of Peter, were you?
She shakes her head no.
That's good. Alright, so he brought you here. Huh. Well, there's a village nearby, but I'm suddenly starting to wonder if it's a good idea to bring you there. Small villages tend to be small-minded. And the player assumes this is a tiefling?
Yeah, the player can assume this is a tiefling.
Yeah. Gideon kind of like looks at her horns and harumphs a little bit as he starts to head back towards the stairs. Well, we certainly can't leave you out in the wilderness now, can we?
I mean, people can do anything they want.
That's true. People can do anything they want, which is why it's important to do the right thing and not the wrong one. What's your name, girl?
I'm called Peggy.
Peggy?
Peggy.
Peggy. Well, I'm Gideon. It's time to introduce you to the others. I'll carry her upstairs.
Okay. Everyone, you see Cecil come up with a gaggle of village children that look like they've had a rough couple days, but are fine. Mostly like a rough camping trip. A little dirty, a little muddy, a little scraggly. Probably about 15 in total. Aging from, I'd say age 6 or 7 to age 10, 11, 12. And then you see Gideon come up, and you've got Peggy on your shoulders, correct?
Yeah, I'm kind of holding her on like in one arm, kind of against my chest, rather than
Okay,
up on my shoulders.
sure. You see Gideon come up with a small, what looks like somewhere between a demon and a child. Holding a stuffed blue bunny.
Is Marcus awake yet?
Marcus, you are starting to wake up.
Yeah, just a little headache, no big deal. Oh, why is my forehead hurt? Why is my hand hurt? Why is my chest? Why is my whole body hurt exactly?
Probably shouldn't fall asleep on the cobblestones, mate.
Yeah, you know, I can't disagree with that statement at all.
Bad for your once.
He sort of taken all the kids off to the side, kind of away from the rats, kind of sat them all down, and we've taken out the food that he had and kind of divvied it out.
Passing out some rations. Good idea, yeah. They
Yeah.
ate hungrily.
I'll climb down the stairs. We find the kid. Is
Yes, exactly that.
yeah, and the guy, the thing that we were tracking down is
Dead.
all right. Fantastic. I'm sure.
Danielle's like trying to get a head count on these children who probably keep moving.
I'm gonna check my bag. Is the shadow creature still in my bag?
Yeah, he's taking a nap.
Man, he's just as tired as I am, little buddy. I understand that very well. Alrighty. Marcus, move over. How many kids we got?
Marcus, roll me in what's your passive perception?
12.
12. Okay. Yeah, you guys, you have about, I'd say, let's just call it around 15. So 15 village children, and Gideon is holding a small demon child.
Marcus is gonna try really hard not to stare.
Okay.
Why is it able to maintain his composure? Different worlds. Different world.
Cecil's gonna ask, call out, ask, whatever. Now, are all you children from the same village?
The children all nod.
So about that, Peggy here is not from the village, but there's no one here to take care of her either.
Okay. Okay.
And try and get her back to her people as well.
She's not from around here.
Well, where exactly is she from?
Hey, go ahead.
She whispers very loudly in your ear, Gideon, I don't remember.
She doesn't remember.
All right. All right.
It was a circus of some kind, wasn't it?
She nods.
A circus of some kind.
Well, maybe. What's her name can help us?
Oh, it's a starting point. There can't be that many traveling circuses in the area.
Right.
Let's get these children home first, and then we can move on from there.
Yes, I think that's a fine idea.
Just goes out. Any children injured? Anybody we need to know? Any children have any injuries or ailments that we need to be aware of?
Someone shouts out, yeah, Thomas has a big head.
Oh my, that's
And
That's
he goes,
horrid.
you see another small child. He goes, do not, it's a normal sized head.
Well, I see we've identified which one has the largest mouth, at least.
You and that one will get along just fine. Children,
Beg your pardon?
we must be going.
Okay.
Single file line.
Personally, I would have gone, pair up into twos, got to have your adventuring buddy, but, single file works as well.
The American education system versus the European system education system right here. This is just what this is. Single file versus two by two.
Come on now.
Yeah?
I'm sure all of your parents are very scared.
Yeah, Gideon's gonna march along with everyone carrying Peggy.
Gideon got a demon daughter and Marcus got a shadow pet.
I got a
Oh
rock.
no, don't put that out in the world.
This feels like the Teldora campaign all over again.
No, it's not. Gideon's much more chill about getting a daughter than Yor ever was.
Yeah.
Gideon has no delusions of parenthood at the moment. He just has a soft heart underneath.
Cecil just needs something that says something along those lines, and underneath it just says, and all I got was this lousy tabard.
Sounds like a trip to Coachella, all right.
All right.
Yeah.
So
with that,
it is a day and a half hike back, so you guys will be in charge of the children for a night.
Well, I have the tents in the bag of holding, so I can take all those out. And I have how many? I believe I have 1, 2, 3, 4 two-person tents.
I could track us back to the hunter's cabin, couldn't I?
Yes, you can.
Let me, so, roll. Listen. This game has fucked me, so I'm gonna roll real dice.
Yeah. Roll a survival check.
That is really good. It's 22.
22? Yeah, no problem.
I would like to take one of my balls of string from my pack and like tie a wrist of each child to the string so we don't lose anybody.
So that when one gets snatched, we just watch them go.
I'm tying you on the end now.
Kind of like a weird Call of Cthulhu Lady and the Tramp. And it's kind of all get.
Jeez.
I'm just thinking of the little ropes that they have when they take all the preschoolers on a walk. And they all got little handles that they have to hold onto their handle. Yep.
No. I just don't want to lose any children that we've reacquired in the woods.
Just fair, because at least 2 of them have armed themselves with sticks.
Smart kids.
I'm going to be taking up the rear, by the way, keeping an eye out for anything behind us
Sure.
walking up.
I'm just gonna walk alongside them.
Yeah, you see a couple of the kids are really nervous around you, Gideon.
You don't have to cringe, I don't bite. Children, at least.
He does do a hell of a number on rats, though.
And
I would like
possibly
perception check. Are
chickens.
they finding this comforting or even more terrifying?
Sure. Insight.
Insight. $17.
Gideon might not be who they're afraid of.
I was just about to ask.
Okay, you find your way back to the hunter's cabin. Easy enough.
Yeah, you know, just double check it, make sure nobody's in there again. Though I feel like if a hunter came by, hopefully they'd be like, "Oh, you found the kids! You're so wonderful." But I mean, you never know out in these woods.
Mm-hmm. Alas.
I mean, that hunter had a shadow in his basement, so, you know.
I mean, it might be 80's hunting cabin. You may never know.
Let's hope it's not an 80s. I mean, we did find a shadow creature in here. I'm just saying.
How loud are you talking about the shadow creature?
Not very loud.
Okay, what to say? These kids are watching you very closely and whispering a lot. Well, most of them. Peggy has passed the fuck out.
Oh,
If
shit,
one of the
my arms are
other
getting
smaller ones is like not gonna walk that far, I will pick up a child.
Yeah, there's definitely like a 6-year-old that's like dragging his feet after about 2 hours of walking. You guys are making decent time, but probably not as good time as you made on the way there.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But soon enough, you find yourself at the hunter's cabin as it's starting to get dark.
Alrighty, children. Inside the cabin.
everyone heads inside.
Given that it's a small cabin, Marcus will probably stay on the outside the door, on the crumpled up porch thing.
Yeah, not a terrible plan.
Heat measure. More food. Pack it in.
Oh, this poses an interesting problem.
Well, I figure Cecil would be able to fit in the cabin with the children.
Right.
You know what this means? You two are in charge of dinner.
I'm probably certain that Cecil has given up all of his rations at this point.
Fair enough, yeah. 15 hungry kids, yeah, your rations are gone.
I subsist on a diet of alcohol. Are you sure you want me in charge of dinner?
If you want to deal with all the trying hungry children, you can feel free to decline.
I'll trade you dinner for first watch.
I got about 3 rations I can spare.
One of the young boys goes, I can snare rabbits.
Anyone else?
It's pretty late in the day, though, right?
Yeah, you definitely probably. I mean, okay. Mish definitely would
set
be of
them-
the opinion that it's too late to set out a small child to go hunt rabbits.
I'll go take care of it.
Take this one with you.
No,
You can get them set up and maybe we'll have breakfast.
no, that's perfectly fine. I have a few hunting skills. I can certainly track something, I think.
Danielle is trying very hard not to laugh.
Peggy chirps up, I could just make them be quiet.
I'm gonna say no on that one. Though I do appreciate the offer. Actually, I'm not gonna be around, so you can all do what you wish. And Marcus will head out the door.
Out of curiosity, without demonstrating, how would you do something like that?
By scaring them. With tricks.
I'm not doing it again. Not doing it again. Fuck this dice. Digital dice suck.
Roll with real dice.
Alright. Hey, it's not bad. That's 13.
Okay, yeah, you can catch a couple rabbits.
Right, let's not do that. We don't want to scare the children now. Everyone's been through a harrowing experience. We're all a little on edge. We don't want anyone to do something they'd regret later.
My daddy would have called them easy marks, though.
Do you remember much about your father?
She nods.
It wasn't Peter, was it?
No.
Oh, good. What was your father like?
He could do magic. And he was in charge of everyone. And he liked playing tricks on people.
Sounds about right for circus folk. You remember his name by chance? Could ask around for one.
She kind of thinks. Like his grown-up name?
Yes, what other people would have called him?
I mean, I know the name of our circus.
Oh, that would walk.
It was Lord Alice's Fantasia Circus.
Lord Alice's?
Lord Ellis. Ellis.
Lord Ellis's Fantasia Circus.
He's in Discord.
Thank you.
Thoughts?
No, I'm just reading something. I'm sorry. I was just double checking this. Sorry, I was thinking ahead about the spell I was swapping it out with, and I was just rereading the spell list, and I was looking at prestidigitation. I was reading it, and it says you can list of things it does, and it says you can instantly clean or soil an object, and I'm thinking, I suddenly make it crap itself?
Yes! It has been used for that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I would like to be sorting these inside children into some semblance of order. I will break out my rations as in addition to the 3 that Marcus handed over before he ran off to go hunting.
Yeah, sort them in age groups like a school teacher.
Or along the lines of who's not going to be in a fight. As best I can figure
us.
that out.
Roll an insight check.
Ooh.
We'll see how well and badly this goes, right? 23!
Wow.
23, nice. You have sorted them into 3 different groups. It looks like you have one actually large family that all seem to be farm kids. Solidly 4 of these kids are all from the same family, so you sort them kind of to themselves. And then you have another group that is just the townies, and then you have another group that is the farm kids. And with everyone separated and some interference running between the groups, you think you can keep them from trying to fight each other. At least with fists. Spitballs happen on occasion.
Yes, well, there's only so much one can be expected to handle. Okay, and then I have... Oh, where is... I know I had extra rations in my inventory. I'm just trying to remember how much I had. I think it might have been 10.
I think it probably was. 10 sounds about right.
Okay, so yes, the 10 extra rations that I took from quote-unquote home. Because at the end, I didn't need them. Now we need them. So I've got 13 rations to split between my multiple children. Not that I'm letting them see the different packagings of rations, because I have to repackage them into less than the whole thing, and oh my word, let's not go there.
With some careful managing, you can feed all the children. You can't feed the adults, but you can make sure all the children are fed. Sans Peggy, who wants nothing to do with the other children. Absolutely nothing.
That's okay. Peggy is, so far as I am concerned, still with
Still Gideon's
Gideon.
problem, yep.
If Gideon has an extra ration, he can feed that one. I can only deal with the children left in front of me.
Since you mentioned it, with the rations being divvied up, Gideon will share some of his rations with Peggy.
Okay. Yeah, she definitely takes some.
If there's any
Solid.
straggler kids that seem to be, off to the side, seem out of place, or the littler ones, Cecil will try and keep them occupied by showing them the bag of holding on his lap by, occasionally pulling out a bedroll, putting it back in, pulling out a tent, putting it back in,
Yep.
pulling out the spear, putting it back in.
There's definitely like a solidly like set of the younger kids from all of the groups. Like I'd say the youngest, like 2 from each group, are hanging out in front of you, watching you do this magic with wide eyes, like what?
Usually puts the fire in his hand, puts it out.
All right.
Is there a porch on this hunting lodge?
Yeah, I'm gonna say there's a porch. Let's go shotgun shack style.
Yeah. While everyone is eating inside, I am going to go out on the front porch and pull out my rope and start tying it around one of the wooden posts outside and laying out my bedroll nearby.
Mm-hmm. Your shadow joins you. Looks confused.
What are you doing out here? Everyone's inside eating.
I don't like them.
Well, most people are disagreeable, but we do have to learn to put up with them.
Out of character, is this the first time your shadow spoke?
I think it's shadow in the metaphorical sense.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
Peggy.
It's the kid. It's Peggy.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong person. Sorry, I was getting my people mixed up.
It is confusing when we have an actual shadow in the group.
True. I should keep that in mind.
My shadow's hunting.
Your shadow is starting to go hunting. At least, I'm gonna say you brought back 3 rabbits and a small bird that your shadow happily brings you. It's starting to look like it's taking kind of like a cat-like form.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's concerning.
Yeah. At this point, I've seen weirder things.
I wish I could disagree. Anyway, child, you should... Have you tried making friends with them? You're just a little different than they are. They might not know what to do about that.
She just kind of looks at you and shakes her head. When they first showed up, I tried.
Well, at least you made the effort. That's what counts.
And now they just stay away, because I like it better that way.
That's fair. People are hard.
Easy to scare, though.
Yes, but when one has that kind of power, one must be careful about how one uses it. With great power must come great restraint.
Marcus does that thing where he's like, I thought, we'll go with that one.
Well, you just determined your character dies now, and this is going to be the lead character going forward.
It's already died once.
Again.
All right.
Tiefling,
Once
spider
Cecil is
tiefling.
done entertaining children with his bag of holding, I'm going to be recruiting some of the older ones into helping me set up tents inside so they can maintain their little groups and not antagonize each other all night.
Danielle has siblings and it shows.
And is remarkably good at this.
Yeah, some of the older children are happy to help you set up tents. Camping inside sounds so
Like a better
strange.
adventure than the last one.
Better adventure than the last one for sure. Peggy's just gonna look at you. So why are you tying yourself up? Or are you tying someone else up?
I sleepwalk.
Oh, okay.
I wish adults were that easy.
Back at
Can
home,
we-
there with the bearded lady, she used to sleepwalk all the time.
That's unfortunate. Did it ever get her into trouble?
Only once. You really shouldn't sneak up on the lions. They don't like it.
Yes, no, I would not want to sneak up on any big cat. That's very sage advice.
It's okay though, cause I was there and I had told them not to hurt her and everything was fine, cause they liked me.
You told the lions to leave her alone,
Uh-huh.
and they understood you.
They left her alone.
Huh. And you said you knew tricks, magic?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of magic do you know?
She gives you a wide grin. And you see her eyes start to glow gold as she puts her hand on the ground and the ground around you starts to tremble.
Oh, let's be careful about the environmental effects. Don't want to alarm anyone.
And she stops and looks at you.
That is, potent. Effective. I can see why the others might be a little wary.
They were mean first.
I'm sure they weren't mean after.
Nope.
Well, every once in a while, you need a lesson in not to pick fights with the wrong people.
My mama says, we don't start fights, we finish them.
Strangely enough, my mother said the same thing.
I miss her. She could fly.
Yeah, mother, what kind of circus was this?
Circus?
Out of curiosity, did you always have horns?
Yes?
So you didn't happen to wake up in a strange room and talk to a strange person and find out you had horns?
That seems very
Good.
silly.
Yes, it is. Huh.
No, they're like my papas.
Your horns?
Mm-hmm. He's red though.
Oh, you mean he has horns? Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Hey, so strange question. He wouldn't have a name like Satan or anything like that, would he?
Satan? No.
Lucifer?
Yeah!
Insight check.
Sure.
God damn it! Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
You have concerns.
Yeah, her mother had wings. Her mother's name was Lucifer.
She did not say her mother had wings. She said her mother could fly.
Ah,
Those are not the same thing.
those are not at all the same thing. I misremembered.
Though he said when I grow up, I can pick whatever name I want to.
I see. I see. That is... Right, so about those kids you don't like, you do understand that they're certainly acting out of fear, and you can't hold the person's actions against them when they're acting out of fear. As Gideon proceeds to try and moralize a little bit, fearing that this might be far more important than expected it to be.
She just shrugs her shoulders. She does not seem convinced.
I am really not the person to try and convince someone of the virtues of humanity. Hey, Marcus, you like people, right?
I mean, I guess it depends on the person, but there are people that I do like, yes.
Yeah, why don't you illuminate Peggy on the virtues of being kind to people and whatnot?
Well, I mean, you just be nice to others, and then they're nice to you. A golden rule, I say.
In my household, the golden rule is don't drink the solvent.
That's also a good rule to have. Why would you drink solvent?
To be fair, I didn't think of the solvent at the time.
I could see that being a problem. I
Ours-
don't know, Piggy?
Ours was don't sleep with the elephants.
So good advice, I'd say.
It's not the elephant's fault if they squish you.
I would agree. I mean, if you were sleeping with them and then they were to lay down and didn't realize you were there, then obviously if they squished you, then it wouldn't be their fault, right?
Exactly. He gets it.
See? I like the way this one thinks.
Can an elephant lay down?
Of course they can.
Are you certain about that?
Yes, I'm pretty certain about elephants laying down.
And they like getting their ears scratched.
Apparently they like getting their ears scratched. That I did not know.
And painting.
They like their ears painted?
No, they like to paint.
Oh, they like painting. Yeah. Are we talking about the same elephants?
She shrugs.
Big things, long tusks,
The
big
gray.
snouts. Yeah?
Yeah.
Gideon
Stand.
tries to quietly extract himself from the conversation.
Perception check. That's cocked. That's not very good. That's 6.
Marcus is enamored with elephants.
Yeah, the gray ones, the ones with the
Yeah,
big
it's like
ears.
Yeah, they let you. If you give them big enough paintbrush, they'll hold the paintbrush in their trunks and they'll draw pictures, and you can sell them for. My mom doesn't like when I say a shit ton. A lot of money.
Really? Man, I wish I would have known this in my past life.
And the elephants have fun, and then you get to show them off doing the painting, and then you sell the painting for a lot of money.
So you have to show the elephant doing the painting first.
Otherwise, people don't believe you.
Interesting. I've heard of something like this from, like, the tribes in India.
What's in India?
It's a place where I'm from.
Oh, okay.
You must have had towns, cities, countries,
Mm-hmm.
continents, all that fun stuff, right? Where
Yeah.
you're from?
I don't remember their names though, because there were a lot of them. We went to new places every day.
New places every day. What did it look like?
Some places looked like this, and some places were like hot, and some places were super cold. The elephants don't like the super cold, but the monkeys sometimes did.
Monkeys. Oh yeah, monkeys. Where you come from?
Yeah, we taught them how to ride unicycles.
Ah, yes, the circus. That makes sense.
Monkeys are very clever. Kind of too clever though. Sometimes they're too smart.
Too smart. I can agree with that. Always slinging shit stuff at you.
Yeah, they do that.
Yes, I know.
Mom was not a big
remember
fan
when-
of the monkeys. She liked the lions.
Ah, lions. Yes. I enjoyed the lions too when I was a kid. This is all going down while Marcus is literally skinning rabbits.
Mm-hmm. She does not look at all put off. Despite holding a stuffed rabbit.
Gideon has slipped away and is just doing like a circuit around the house,
Mm-hmm.
checking the woods around, just making sure everything's okay.
Sure. Danielle and Cecil, what are you up to?
Trying to get all these children settled down for bed.
Cecil is helping to set up the tents that he took out of the backpack and basically just keeping an eye on the kids and also just kind of looking around the room to see if there's any new things that weren't there before or evidence of people that have been there since we were there last, maybe.
Okay. You don't see any immediate evidence of anything that hadn't been there before, or anyone other than you, really. Looks like this place is pretty well abandoned during the time of year where it's not hunting season.
Really about all we can do until the food comes in. See if there's any kids that seem overly planning or
Plotting. Roll an insight
Plotting,
check.
nope, they're all happy little cherubs.
These are the sweetest children ever. They've had such a rough time. Nope. No plotting here.
It's gonna be fucked up Marcus is gonna go to bed with a friggin' shadow cat in one arm and a devil child question mark in the other
Daughter
arm.
of Lucifer.
Daughter of Lucifer.
And he's gonna wake up upside down, hog-tied. All the kids will be gone, and he's just gonna be like in his skivvies, and all the kids will have taken the stuff. We never would have known it.
Marcus would probably say, again.
Fair. Alright, so everyone's settling down for bed?
Yeah, I mean, Marcus would probably cook the food prepared for breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, they keep it and make sure they can keep it.
Yeah, so it
And
doesn't...
then, so he'll take first watch for that case, so he can cook the food.
Yeah,
Gideon will also be taking first watch and kind of check in with Marcus to let him know that he's going to be sleeping outside, just to make sure that nothing sneaks up on them in the night.
Yeah, so then once food's done, Marcus actually probably would sleep outside himself, just due to space inside the cabin.
Yeah. As you cook the rabbit, Peggy jabbers at you about funny stories from the circus, while turning the fire different colors, using magic.
And Marcus is fascinated with that. And Marcus is used to kids. Probably not devil kids, but used to kids.
Honestly,
right?
Once you get past the devil and the funny stories about the circus, she very much still is a kid. Like, her stories are very kid-like. And it's just like these outside edge bits that seem like then the what happened. They are very much like, one time I snuck into my uncle's house and you know, I put a whoopee cushion on his chair, and he was bringing a girl home, so he was super mad. And it just happens to be that the girl was like a contortionist, and her uncle was the tattooed man. Like,
Yeah, that's funny.
That's spectacular.
Marcus is enthralled with these stories.
Yeah.
And then he tells her about some of the cool adventures he's been on.
Yeah, she is excited.
I fought Nazis.
She is confused by the concept.
So ain't I.
So say we all.
I didn't understand it either, to be honest with you.
Sounds unfun. And the daughter of literally Lucifer is like, I don't understand Nazis. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Okay.
What about you idiots?
Doesn't sound like fun.
And then he would tell her about the fun adventures he's been on.
Mm-hmm. If you mention trains, she becomes very quickly obsessed with the idea of trains. Like, she's never seen one or heard of one, but the moment you describe it, she's like, eyes light up. She's like, this is the most interesting thing ever.
And then after that, I mean, Marcus would find himself in a sleeping bag, falling asleep.
Okay.
Gideon will make sure to wake up Cecil before he turns in for the night, and then retreat to his corner of the porch, tie the rope around his ankle, and go to bed.
Point of order. The back of these tents do not open, do they?
No.
Okay. Cool.
I mean, you can't, like, stake them down because you're inside, but it would take a little bit of
doing. Right, but as long as they, aren't going to come spilling out all the sides and the back, I could just sleep across the front of them, and if they try to get out and step over me, I'll probably wake up.
Damn, Danielle
As,
really knows what she's doing.
She's got like fucking string with bells around each of the friggin' openings.
It's just caltrops everywhere.
She's got a rope tied from one toe to each doorway, so that as the flap opens, it pulls on one of her toes.
Actually, have bells in my inventory. This is a grand plan.
Bells are happening. They're canon now. Danielle whips bells out of nowhere to rig traps so that they are alarms.
The sad part, it's not even for like people coming in, it's for people leaving. How fucked up is that?
Watch. Children.
I mean, yeah, I guess if
So as Cecil, wakes up and he's, going outside to keep an eye on things, and he sees, and tying himself down, as it were. I'd like to not backtrack, or
rewind a little bit.
Yeah, rewind a bit. When I did my detect magic spell way back when, did I notice anything from him?
No.
No?
I've got a magical necklace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Magic item. But...
Did we notice his change in the battle?
You didn't. You were at Coachella.
I didn't. Oh, that's right. I was at Coachella. Okay.
And Marcus probably would not have mentioned it. He would have noticed it, but he didn't mention it because, we all got our laundry, you know what I'm saying?
Cecil's just outside keeping an eye out then.
Cecil knows that, Gideon sleepwalks and this is his nightly routine.
That's it. I need to roll for anything, or just for my watch?
Yeah, sure.
Investigation or perception?
It would be perception for your watch. Oh, it's quiet.
Don't even notice when the troll steps over me.
Yeah, no, it's a quiet night. Eventually even Peggy curls up, away from the other children, but in a corner. Yeah, morning comes.
All right, so after morning come, Marcus would probably, after he wakes up, gives Shadow their food, and he'd dish out some food to the kids as well.
Yeah, kids.
Some rabbit.
They kind of wake up in, there's that mood.
Kids first.
Yeah. Grumpy kids, they're definitely in the mood of, enough adventure. They want to go home now. And they're not excited to the idea of going home so much as just being home.
Am I still where I went to sleep the previous night?
You are.
Maybe I really did go sleepwalking. Now I'm starting to doubt myself as I put all my equipment away in the morning.
Mm-hmm. You notice that Peggy slips outside at some point, and finds a tree, and sits next to the tree, and begins talking to the tree.
I watch her for a moment before speaking up. Oi! They see anything interesting lately?
She just shrugs. I don't know.
They're more of a listener than a talker.
She just looks confused at you.
Yeah, well, used to that look. Scratch my scruffy chin and head in for breakfast.
Shortly after she comes into, and it doesn't realize how creepy it is. Move, eats some rabbit and offers some rabbit to her rabbit.
No, don't.
It's a stuffed rabbit, so at least it's a stuffed rabbit.
Still, the thought is like Marcus is like.
She's got that little kid thing where she hasn't really like put together that the animal and the food are the same thing so much as just things with the same name.
Yeah. All right. And then after everything settles out, unless anybody else wants to do anything, I'll roll a survival to
Get back
make
to
our
town.
way back.
Sounds good.
Same thing. 13.
13. Okay. Yeah. Guess what? You will find
We lead our
yourself.
string of children back to the town.
Yep. It's quiet in town. Like that sort of quiet. I don't know how many of you grew up in small towns. The quiet of Sunday church morning, when literally everyone is at church. Yeah, unnaturally quiet in the town, except for the church, which seems like there's something going on at the church.
That's where Marcus would march everyone to.
Okay. You just kicking in the doors? Honestly, once it'll be hard to control. Okay, are you guys gonna try and control the kids when you get back into town?
Honestly, no. I'm going to untie them and let them go.
Untie them and let them go.
No, I think that's a bad idea.
Today, my jurisdiction ends here.
No, let's pass them off to people who can take care of them, please.
They
Too late.
run. And they burst into the church, and you hear shouting, and there's a lot of fanfare happening, to be honest. Like, a lot of, like, happy noises coming from the church. Peggy does not go into the church. She's just, like, standing outside next to the graveyard, like, nope.
Not a fan of churches.
No. They smell weird.
They do.
Yep.
Yeah. Marcus has that
godly man.
He like has that moment of like she's like they smell weird, and then Marcus just thinks back to when he was a kid, and his parents would take him to church every Sunday, and he goes, "Oddly, you're not wrong."
Cecil also makes a note of remembering his days of being an altar server as a child and incense, having to carry it, and walking up and down with the priest and thinking that stuff did not smell pleasant, oddly enough.
Plus, Papa says we shouldn't go inside to maintain the illusion, and then she wiggles her fingers.
I beg your pardon? Illusion?
Mm-hmm.
What illusion is that?
She shrugs. I don't know.
Well, one of us should go in just to make sure that, we do hear pleasant noises, but we probably should make sure that they haven't just walked in there into something eating them.
That's a wonderful idea, Cecil. Tell us what you find in there.
We all follow the
Cecil-
children inside the
Cecil
creepy
goes,
church.
Okay, someone make sure that Cecil's not being eaten as well. Cecil gets up and walks in.
Marcus stops Cecil and he says, "I'll take a peek in. How's that, friend?"
I'll go with you.
Danielle is like
not
already
going
inside
in.
the church.
Yeah, it's very clearly a happy reunion that you are seeing. A lot of like tutting and like some crying, but like happy crying. A little bit of like, oh my child, you haven't eaten in days, and the kid's going, yeah, I haven't eaten in days. No, it's the worst.
Danielle is
He
like
gets
leaning
better
against the
hanging from the
wall
door.
on the inside of the door, going with like her arms crossed in front of her chest, smirking, going, "My work here is done."
But it's very clearly a happy reunion.
Marcus will actually look at Danielle and be like, "I think we can leave here."
Well, no, first we need to let them know that the piper has been taken care of. Who has the flute?
Danielle gestures towards Gideon, who is not inside the
And
church.
repans to Gideon hanging out with
Hanging out
Peggy in the graveyard.
Hanging out in the graveyard next to the demon child. Yep.
If someone wants to pass over the flute, just so we can hold it up and let them know that this will not be
Oh,
happening
right.
again.
Yeah, it's sort of in pieces.
Well, that's the point. We want to show them that.
I'll get up and head over and pass it over.
Sure. See the mayor, he looks a bit sweaty as he approaches you. The adventuring party, at least the ones that are inside. Shaking your hand.
Yes, and as you can see, the children are returned. Your piper is no more.
Ask about a reward.
I think there was talk of a reward initially.
Ask about the reward.
Yes. Yes, I do believe there was talk of some monetary compensation.
Yes, actually, you were there for that conversation. Sure, you would know that reward was offered.
He nods for a moment and his eyes dart around. And eventually, a man wearing kind of pale vestments approaches. The church is happy to cover the cost of the reward. Will 10 gold be sufficient?
Cecil looks over at the children and the families and goes, yes, 10 gold will be fine.
He will hand over 10 gold in small change.
And then looks over at the families, then looks back at the mayor, and then looks at it, backs down at the money, and it looks like that the church has pretty much given over every bit of money that they had.
No, it looks like they probably
okay.
emptied the the plate
The
thing.
offering.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, okay.
They're not like broke. It looks like they just offered off over a good chunk of, like, the mayor was not coughing up, so he
where
was.
we would find a couple of health potions for a,
Hold on. So it's the church. So it's what's from the community that was offered over, right?
Yes.
Marcus will look down at Cecil, and you'll be like, "Our deal wasn't with the church. Our deal was with the mayor."
It was, and this was not the amount, but I think, to be honest, considering this is probably what started this whole situation in the first place, we might as well just...
Yeah,
Cut our
Danielle
losses.
eyes the mayor.
you are not the only person eyeing the mayor. He is
Marcus
getting some dirty looks.
Oh, I'm sure. And Marcus will actually look over at him, and he'll be like, "I think our reward would be sufficient if you left the crone alone."
He nods slowly. Right. I will certainly do so.
If I hear you haven't left the crone alone, I will return. And you, my friend, may suffer the same fate as the piper.
He turns just pale. And he goes to sit down in a pew like he is not having a good day.
And Cecil kind of whispers back, should I return this money then?
Yes, I'm not going to take money from people.
I didn't think so. This felt a little odd. See, and then Cecil reaches up and goes, then take this as a contribution to the community from us.
The priest nods and looks at you. He does kind of like what you would assume like a blessing over you, and takes the money back. It will be good, put towards good deeds.
Yes, okay. Gives one last look at the mayor as he's walking away off to the side. He does a little flame in his hand a bit, make sure that the mayor notices, and then just keeps going.
Oh yeah, the mayor notices.
The entire time, Gideon's just reading gravestones.
Yeah.
Neil would like to look around the church and see if the miller is here to see if he's actually like okay.
Miller is not here. Miller is not a
Interesting.
particularly generous man or a particularly churchy one.
Now, before we
And that explains about half of the bad feeling about him in town.
Probably.
before we make our journey back to our home, as it were, did we want to stop by the crone at all? Did anybody need to make another visit for sage words?
I personally don't think there's much more that we can assist her here with now.
Well, I wasn't so much getting assistance for her. I meant did anybody need any more knowledge granted to them?
Everyone back outside now?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How much we make?
Goodwill, assurances that this hopefully won't happen again.
We didn't get paid, did we?
We didn't get paid.
Bollocks.
But we made sure that the crone won't be bothered.
Did the priest have any idea of where we would find these health potions? Because Danielle will seriously take that in trade and payment at this point.
He does not have any health potions. He can offer you some healing, or he would genuinely point you in the direction of the crone.
The potions are a little out of our price range.
Yes, well, somehow I think that old crone is capable of taking care of herself.
Good gestures, Gideon. You wanted to teach the young child what it means to be kind to others.
Sounds like you got swindled.
It does sound like we got swindled. It's a
Swindled.
good thing we weren't doing it for the money. But the money would have been nice.
Yes, well, so now we have to help this young child find her way home. Do we think that is in this realm also, or would that be elsewhere?
No, it doesn't sound.
It came with the piper, so I would say.
Child, tell me if this word sounds familiar to you. Does hell sound familiar at all?
Not sure you want to raise that subject of conversation with her.
That's a place like in a storybook, right?
Sure. Yes, a storybook.
We did some theme performances from that book. She looks confused. She kind of tilts her head to the side.
Ah, very good, very good. So
Those were nighttime performances, though. I wasn't allowed to go to those.
You remember the names of some of the towns you've been to?
No.
I think the child will probably have to come with us for now until we can get a word on where she might need to go back to, and then I'm sure again once what's her face's name? I can't. Sorry, it eludes me and I can't find it.
Our benefactor?
Yes, I'm sure she might be able to point us in the right direction. If I do say so.
I mean, we could also check with Widow Topple before we go, since she seemed to know something about all this dimensions information.
That's your choice.
That might be a good idea.
Danielle starts walking.
I just
Well, plus we also might be able to get some health potions from our benefactor.
I highly doubt that. I was just. We might not want to annoy the old crone as well. Just putting that out there. We have asked her a lot of questions.
Well, we need to tell her that the town won't bother her, right?
No, we tell her to get in contact if the town does bother her.
Why would we want that?
Because then she'll be more likely to help us?
Well, something tells me she probably already knows that we've had this conversation.
Still, she might know something about the circus.
No, that's you all can choose to go that direction. I'm just saying. I know how older folks can be a little cranky if you try to ask them too many questions. That's all I'm pointing out.
We're not going to ask questions. We're just going to pass along the good news.
If you say so, Gideon.
Would you say that the is more than, say, 120 feet away?
The what?
The old woman in question is more than 120 feet away?
Yeah, definitely. She's
Okay.
out of town.
Okay.
She might, I'm just gonna say this. Y'all stop me if I think I'm wrong, but I'm sure she might gain some benefits from the flute if we bought her.
All right. Well, we can always just make a trip before we head out.
I thought you were trying to tell us to leave her alone. Now you wanted us to give her a broken flute? Make up your mind, man.
I don't know. We just gotta make some type of
Not
decision.
you, him.
I'm saying so that she doesn't find us annoying coming to her with more questions. That's all I'm pointing out.
All this as we're walking to her house.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sure enough, find yourself at the widow's house.
Knock kindly on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Beastlawn actually takes his hat off.
The widow answers, grins at you all, and ushers you in.
Morning. Or afternoon, rather.
Good afternoon. What can I do for you? This time, looks like none of you have died. In fact, you have an extra one. Half of one.
We do indeed. Well, we mostly wanted to let you know that we did survive. Thank you for your assistance.
She nods.
Holds out the remains of the flute.
We also, not that you really need it, but we figured we put a little fear in the mare to no longer disturb you or bother you going forward.
Curious to see what effect that will have on everything. And she takes the flute and puts it in her pocket.
Would you happen to know what this little one is? She doesn't seem to be human, but I'm not familiar enough.
She nods. Yeah, does it,
Gideon says nothing, but he's leaning in very to pay close attention to this.
it's a tiefling.
A whatling?
Tiefling. Depends on what realm you're in. Sometimes they're called curse-blooded. Sometimes they're just... Once upon a time, someone had congress with a demon, and 2, 3, 5, 7, 1 generation later, then you get a tiefling.
So she's not strictly speaking a, you know.
Not particularly. Not like specifically. She probably likes warm temperatures more than the cold ones, huh, little one? And she, Peggy nods.
Have you ever heard of Lord Ellis's Fantasia Circus?
She smiles a little bit and nods. Oh, I am familiar. I am.
We've apparently got to try to catch up to them. That's where this little one needs to go.
That might be quite a challenge. But they can be tracked.
I was really hoping to just find an advertisement, in 3 weeks we'll be in X. It's never that easy.
That is terrifying.
Okay.
Danielle's like grinning, like that was gonna happen.
I'm going to assume then that they are not in this realm.
No. Fantasia's in all the realms and none of the realms.
Yes.
Thus the illusion.
marvelously
So much
specific.
begins to make sense.
It looks like, young child, looks like you will be traveling with us for possibly a little bit longer.
Unless you want to give her to me.
No, I think we'll try and see her return to her family. But these tieflings, so you're saying her father wouldn't be, Prince of Darkness?
Not that specific one. And Peggy looks offended. Puts her hands on her hips. She goes, yes, he is.
Inside check.
Sure.
Insight check on the hag's the crone's reaction.
Yeah, insight check on who specifically they're getting, because that might change your answer a bit.
Insight check, Peggy.
Sure. Peggy is very convinced that her father is in fact the Prince of Darkness.
But putting together what she said earlier about maintaining the illusion, am I putting it together that she's her family's just banking on that image?
It might be that her family is banking on this image. It might be that he's as much the Prince of Darkness as Ozzy is.
That's actually a good play. Well, that's comforting.
So does Widow Tobble see this child or agreeing?
She
So
seems
far as a 14 will get me.
She seems amused that the child is disagreeing with her. Like she would be amused that someone the child of like an actor would say that yes, their father is in fact Ant-Man.
Is Batman.
How dare you? Yes.
Well,
right.
yeah. Every child, their father is Superman.
That is good to know.
So yes, at this point I'm just kind of like, thank you? Is it going to cause a problem if we leave from here, or should we leave from farther away from the town?
I would prefer you not leave from my living room.
All right.
I just have to. I apologize for interjection. With the loot trade, would it be possible if we could get some of them healing potions that you have?
She grins at you. You didn't say it was a trade, but given that we're friends, I will give you 2 healing potions.
That's really all I think that's fair. Thank you.
She
That's very kind of you.
will hand over 2 healing potions.
And with that, we thank you, and hopefully we will be seeing you soon.
She nods.
Cecil bows before he leaves.
I'll hang back as everyone heads outside,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll look over at the widow. Out of curiosity, when you brought me back, you didn't do anything to me, did you?
Make me into anything unnatural.
I didn't do anything to you that wasn't already done before, but it might have unlocked something that was already done.
That is marvelously uninformative.
Well, if you want to give me the child, I can perhaps shed some more light on the situation.
With all due respect, you know who my family is,
She nods.
and I'm sure you know that I know what you are.
She nods again.
So I hope you take no offense if I kindly refuse such an offer.
She shakes her head. She does not seem offended.
I have more questions I need to seek answers for. I see him on the edge of like doing something, and then I kind of clench my jaw and shake my head, and then I'll bow to her. I appreciate your help and your kindness towards us.
She nods to you. The easy path has a high price, Gideon. You will learn that.
Yes, I think I am learning that. And I'll turn and head out after the others, rubbing my chin.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, so I'm thinking we're heading back across the bridge that we crossed to get here, and leaving from that point.
Over the river and through the woods.
That.
To the dimensional house we go.
Let's not destabilize the dimension any more than we already have to.
Okay. As you all are heading home, tiefling in tow, whatever that is.
Well, we have books at home.
And dimensional what's it? Or
And-
shadowy what's it?
Shadowy, what's it?
The
That's
shadowy what's
shadowy
it?
what's it? It's not even our house, and our house is going to be full of just strays that we bring home.
Oh, that's the goal. Sorry, have you
So
played
it's
in one of
going
my
to be
games before?
hilarious.
Yeah, oh yeah, I played one of your games and brought home many strays.
I'm pretty sure I beat you in the number of strays I brought home.
I helped you with those strays, okay? Every step of the way.
That is true.
I could have been like, no, we can't bring home the eggs, okay? But we did.
And we have to do this with the tuning fork, correct?
Yep.
Correct.
Yes.
So I'm waiting to get out of town, and then we're going to use the tuning fork to teleport all of us back to our
Humble abode.
not so humble abode.
Humble abode activated.
It's a humble abode. It's very, very roomy. It literally says loading home. Hey, I'm home. Oh my god. That was a little exhausting.
Thought I activated. Sorry, I still gotta fix this map so that it will be less.
Ah, you good. You good. I just essentially just scroll over to the next page and see where I could be. Now that it's explorer mode and revealed, yeah.
Alt roles should be deleted at this point. Give me a moment.
Yep.
I just want- You should be able to see the entire ass map.
I can see the entire ass map.
Sweet. Yeah, so as you all head home, shortly after riding, within minutes of arriving, there is a knock at the door. And Gina, your helpful caseworker, lets herself in.
Wow, that was quick.
Well, I heard you were successful. Congratulations on your first mission.
Was it a success? Was that a success?
Well, we survived eventually.
Did you bring those things I asked you for before we left?
All right, DM. What things did you ask for?
It was a list of like herbs and chemicals.
She would. Yeah, she would have brought that. She holds out a basket to you.
Excellent, thank you. Is the liquor cabinet restocked?
It is. However, I did need to talk to you, Marcus. You are being reassigned.
Reassigned?
There's another group that needs your expertise. You all have quite a few archaeologists in this group, and that one has none, so.
I did think our skills are all about the same here.
I'm going to be shuffling you around a little bit.
Fair enough, I guess.
Was a thing that could be done here.
How many groups do you have exactly?
4.
Oh. That's oddly specific. All right.
Not quite as robust as I would have expected.
In the meantime, we do have a new person joining your group. And she will stick her head outside. Marcus, if you'll come with me.
Do you mind if I say goodbye first?
Sure.
Marcus will walk over to everyone and be like, well, I guess this is goodbye. This was certainly an interesting group of people to meet.
Oh, I get the feeling we might meet up again.
I certainly hope so.
You're
And
apparently a tough young man, though.
Marcus will look down at Peggy and be like, well, it was a pleasure.
She nods. Next time you see a painting by an elephant, you should buy it. I think you'd like them.
I'll buy it specifically for you.
Hey, who knows? Maybe you'll buy it specifically from me.
Maybe. Marcus looks over at Danielle. It was a pleasure.
It was good to meet you as well.
Marcus then looks over at Gideon. It was interesting.
Take care of yourself, old man.
That's the plan. Don't get yourself killed. Again.
I will certainly try not to.
Marcus, with a chuckle, will walk out the door
Okay.
into the light.
Gina will kind of give Crimson a push through the door. All right, go meet your new friends. Have fun.
And Crimson's like, hey, okay, what is going on exactly? And he is a scrawny, short black-haired, kind of messy hair human. He is wearing normal commoner clothes. Looks young, in his 20s, and he looks extremely nervous. Whoa, everything disappeared.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm fixing something.
And he kind of looks over at you guys and he goes, hello?
Oh, welcome aboard, lad. What is your name?
Welcome to your glorious afterlife.
He looks over at you, Gideon. Kind of looks you over, normal. Looks over at Danielle, normal. Then looks over at Cecil and just like, what are you?
Well, I'm what is called an explorer. To go over into the magical arts, a bit of a sorcerer. The ears, yes. I appear to be a bit of a halfling. It's born this way. Bit of a recent thing.
Okay. Sorry, I'm Crimson.
Fascinating name. Is there a story behind that one?
It's what my mother named me.
All right then.
The icon appeared and all I thought was Moon Knight is joining our team.
And as you all stand awkwardly in the foyer with Crimson, we're going to call it for the night.
Woo!
Woohoo!
Do I hear a small creature called?
Yeah,
Merlin the Cry
Merlin's mad. Merlin has
that makes sense.
Merlin has opinions.
Do we level?
And you all level 3.
Yay!
Yay!
Oh, thank God.
Get rid of the spell and get a new one. Woo!
Got those ingredients just in time.
Okay, I'm going to ask everybody's opinion on something. I'm choosing between. So I've already swapped that. I'm going to swap that out for prestidigitation. That was already done and done. So I have a choice of one spell I can add. My level up. I'm choosing between two. I'd like some opinions. They're both bonus, which is what I was going for. The choice is between Misty Step and Expeditious Retreat.
Misty Step.
Misty Step. Expeditious Retreat is nice, but Misty Step is a wonderful get-out-of-jail-free card.
You're gonna want it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Right.
it's one of those. Expeditious Retreat is like, get the hell out of Dodge running. And Misty Step is like teleport.
Well, I like the Misty Step because it keeps going for 10 minutes, as far as the dash, but Misty Step is kind of like a one and you're out of there. So that's why it was kind of like hard to choose. But yeah, I'm thinking Misty Step's the way to go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go
feel
feel
good
the...
if you've already used your Misty Step spell slot.
Yes, I hear you. Yes,
Mhm. Yeah, so Crimson's more of the character that I wanted to play originally, because, like, when we were discussing the backstories, I kind of torqued with my backstory, and pretty much I was just using Marcus as, like, oh, here, I just slapped this together real quickly type thing. So
Just stand in.
Yeah, and so Crimson actually has the backstory now. Oh. Welcome to the actual character. My actual character. Damn it. So yeah. If you guys want to know mechanic wise, in case whatever you're deciding, he's a celestial warlock.
So he can heal.
I can heal.
Hey!
Yeah, I can heal. I'm so excited about this.
I'm dipping into my Witcher roots next.
Oh boy.
Oh, take average or roll for hit points?
All right, how does
I-
one level one's character in Foundry? I am stumped.
So if you open up your character sheet
Mhm,
and click the 3 dots next to the X,
mhm.
plutonium options, click on Charactermancer.
There it is.
I am
Okay.
going to leave you all to it. I am going to peace out and
Okay.
Alrighty, have a good night. Thank you for
night.
game.
Yeah, thank you
Bye.
all.
Have a good night.
From the character